Hi devs, my name's Casey, and welcome to a Code and Tell short. So we have a bunch of episodes of Code and Tell already recorded that are coming out in the next few weeks, but I wanted to make a short video to address a frustration that I've faced when preparing for coding interviews, and that is missing information. So I want to walk you through a common coding interview question that I used to struggle with, and I'll explain why I struggled and how I overcame it. So one of my blind spots as a coder is that I don't often think in terms of loops. I went to school for English with a writing specialization, so I'm a storyteller and I'm predisposed to thinking in conditionals. So when I see a coding program, I'm used to using if-then logic. I'm always looking for a conditional way to solve those problems using Boolean values and stuff like that. So I wanted to use a common question, or show a common question, I should say. And it's reversing a string, and I want to do that using a loop. And I really struggled with this when I first started trying to do this until I understood one thing, and this is the missing piece of information. I didn't understand that a string fundamentally is basically an array of chars, or an array of characters, which means a string, each character in a string has an index. So that's really, really useful if we want to use a loop to loop through it. So I'm going to spin these words. The prompt is, and actually let me make this bigger on the screen, is write a function that takes in a string of one or more words and return the same string but with those words reversed. So the important thing again to realize here is that this sentence, this string sentence, is really just an array of characters. You see this method spin words takes in a sentence, and then we're going to spit it back out in reverse. So first thing I want to do is I want to isolate the very, very last character of whatever the string is, and we're going to do that by creating a var. We'll just call it like start. And we're going to set it equal to sentence.length minus 1. So what that is we're just saying, okay, we're taking the index of the sentence and we're going to the very end of the sentence. We're going to the very, very last character. And then I'm going to create a variable or declare and since actually, but let's just call it a string because it's probably better practice. We're going to call it reverse word. And we're going to set this to an empty string, and you're going to see why we do this. Basically, we're going to use a loop to fill in this empty string gradually through each iteration of the loop. And what we're going to do is we're going to use a basic for loop. And we're going to say, we're going to declare this int I is going to equal, oh, look, it's even like, dude, this new Visual Studio 2022 preview is insane with the predictive text that it'll give you. So we're gonna say this int I equals start. So we're grabbing the index of the very, very last one, and then we're gonna say as long as I is, no, I don't want less than, what is it? As long as I is greater than or equal to 0, keep running the loop, right? And then we're gonna say, oh, sorry, no, not sentence plus plus, that darn predictive text. I minus, actually. So each time we go through this loop, we're taking that index. So start is going to the very end of the loop, and it says every time we're gonna do this, we're gonna keep going through the loop until I equals 0, basically. And then we're going to subtract 1. So we're going back 1, back 1, back 1, back 1 until we get to the very first letter in the word. And then, so what are we gonna do? We're going to set reverse word equal to itself. So we're taking the empty, in the first iteration, the empty string plus sentence but we're not going to just add the sentence. We're grabbing the index of the sentence. We're grabbing I. So each time we go through this loop now, we're going to start at the last character. We'll go through the loop once. It's going to check, okay, does I equal 0 now in the index of this array of characters? Nope, not yet. We'll go back to, so add that character to reverse word. We'll go through it again. We'll check the condition again. We'll go back one more in the index. We're going to add it. And we're going to keep doing that all the way until we get to the 0 index of this loop. And then all we should have to do, yeah, it's even predicting. Man, I should have done this on the old, on the current version of Visual Studio, not the not the preview of 2022. It's making it too easy for me. Return reverse word. And so that's what we're going to do. And then all you have to do here is, so I made this in a class, right? So, and I've been doing this with a lot of the Code Wars problems. I do this daily. It keeps me fresh. It keeps me actively thinking in code terms. And I just make a class for each of the problems. This one is reverse a string. And then I make, the method that solves the problem. And then in the main program, I just added a random backwards string that I found on the internet. So console.writeLine, and then I'm writing this reverse a string. We're going to the class reverse a string dot spin words, and then this is the string that we're inputting in there. So when and right now it looks like gibberish, complete gibberish, like it's hard to read, right? Once I run this console application, the program should spit out exactly what I want it to say, if we did everything right. Perfect. And that's what it does. So these are the answers to 2 other problems that I've done. This is the answer to the current one that I'm talking about. HTML is not programming. Try, catch, finally, the, merge, sort, quicksort, bubble sort. That was the string, reversed. So, I took this nonsensical string and turned it into something that makes sense, using this method that I've created. And it all focused on understanding that a string at its core is an array of characters. We isolate the last character in that array or in the string, and then iterate through and add each character back until we hit the 0 index of the array and return it. So thanks for watching Code and Tell. I want to know, how would you reverse a string? Tell me in the comments below. And right now we're currently on the quest to 1,000 subscribers, so if this content is valuable to you, please consider liking and subscribing. It really goes a long way for the channel, and it's completely free. So thanks, and we'll see you next time.